Yeah, we're back on the live stream. Welcome into it. We're going to keep this one a little bit shorter than maybe usual, simply because I need to get a lot of notes done for tomorrow's podcast recording. So that's going to be fun stuff. But we're talking week 3 before we turn the page. Or week 4, we have the Chicago Bears. Obviously, this weekend, our first early kickoff of the year. Boo on that, but it'll be okay. Taking on the Chicago Bears this weekend. But like I said, we'll get into that tomorrow, essentially on the full podcast. This is kind of talk about where we're at right now, which is coming off of a big fat dub, which is pretty sick, especially against the Niners. And no sides have any excuses, no matter what happened out there, because we were both beat up. All right, so you put both teams at full power, probably expect something similar. I would think, right? I mean, stands to reason, you know. But also, heads up, tomorrow I do have a sweet interview for the podcast. Rishi Barron joined me, talking about the Bears' perspective here. Rams House, what's going on, man? Welcome into the pod. There is a comment in wherever you can see me right now where you can hop on if you would like to join me on this journey of talking about mainly where the Rams are at right now. Like I said, with coming off of the big win against the San Francisco 49ers. What's going on, man? By the way, dude, are you going to be out at the Packers game? I'll be there for that one, man. Super pumped and trying to meet as many people as possible. I've tried to meet, like, last time I was out in LA, I got overwhelmed with how many people I was able to meet, which was super, super sick. But yeah, if you're going to be there, man, hit me up. Let's get together at tailgates and stuff, dude, for sure. And Edwin, emphasis on the win. What's going on, man? Link is in there. If you want to hop on in, I can make sure I copy and share this again, just in case it's getting a little lost somewhere in there. You can hop on in and talk about where we're at right now, dude. As coming off of, like I said, a big fat dub against the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, we want to see that happen as many times as possible. I don't know, Rams House. We can try. Give it a check, dude. And again, can't go too super long on this one. So we're gonna kind of try to keep this one a little bit tight. I just need to get in my notes for tomorrow and stuff like that. Well, Rams House, you can take your time right now because we do. So you can kind of hang on for a couple minutes here, try to make sure your service is all right, because we've got the return of one of the most regular fans here, probably the most regular guest we've ever had on the live version of the show here. It is the emphasis is so important on the win, okay? As we bring in Edwin. What the heck is up, dude?
What, dude? It has been way too long, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. It has been too long. I got a little bogged down doing those like 75-hour weeks there for a bit, but I'm back down to just one job in it, so that's exciting. Back full force on Ram Showcase, which means we get to have our chats again, dude. So that's pretty fun.
Yes, sir. I've been looking forward to this very much. Very much.
And by the way, we are covering like almost, I would say, like 75% of Rams logos right now between the two of us.
Oh yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do, right? Every day.
Every day, man. I'm telling you, too, I will say this, for this specific logo, like this throwback logo, it has finally reached that time. It hit this year for me, myself. And I don't know if it was different for other people, but this year was the year it hit me where it's like, that's now old enough to be cool again. You know?
No, dude, so that logo is like my favorite logo of all. Like, I think, I'm pretty sure I've already shown you. But like, that's my.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it pretty good, but that's my tattoo, you know? Like, that's my Rams logo. I love it.
That's my DR. Yeah, dude. That's my favorite logo, actually, the R. That's actually why I did that wood piece back there as the R logo. I love that one, man. I thought that was cool. I use it in Ram Showcase, obviously, my logo here, just because I love it so much. But good stuff, dude. Let's get to the point, dude. We beat the Niners, man, and nobody felt good about that game going in except for me. We had a private message thread going on Facebook, and it was like, I think that they're underestimating us. We really were like, no, dude, this is ridiculous.
Dude, so I cannot. Dude, my thoughts were going in, and I went on another Rams YouTuber call in, and I told him, guys, and because it was right after we lost against the Cardinals, and granted, it was a horrible loss, dude. Like everybody was just feeling like crap, right? Like obviously, right? But my feelings, my thoughts going into, you know what? We've beaten the Cardinals so bad for so many years. They were bound to get this kind of win. You know what I mean? And that's what I told everybody on that stream. I was like, guys, the Cardinals had to get this. This was literally their Super Bowl. Like AZ sports fan Mike was like the most excited I have ever seen this dude. Like he was like, oh my god, we beat the Rams, like blah blah, you know. So you know we had to throw them a bone. But I told everybody on that live stream, I was like, guys, we're gonna be okay. We still have Matthew Stafford, and that's what I feel like people take Matthew Stafford for granted, you know. But he is literally one of the best QBs in the NFL. I put him like third, right under Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, bro. Like,
yeah, dude,
he is he's the guy.
I'm 1,000% with you, man. Because like, I mean, going into like you said, man, like the Cardinals were kind of due for a game. Like the last time we lost there was Donald's rookie season when we were
like St. Louis Rams, yeah.
For like a few years, like, you know what I mean? Like we were the St. Louis Rams.
They were bound to get one, you know.
Yeah, of course. So like,
law of averages.
It happens, and it sucks. We don't want to lose to a team that we absolutely despise in our division and stuff like that, especially in that fashion. You know, that was terrible. But at the same time, I kind of take it as like, I remember who our coach is. And I knew that coming out of that game, it was like, oh, McVay's going to have some stuff to say this week, you know? And that was like, you know what? I don't care who's playing next week. This team's going to be ready to fight. I don't care who we're playing against. And then we started seeing all the injuries go down with San Fran. And that's when I was like, no, we're about to win this game, dude. Like, and we're about to, like, Chicago, very winnable game, obviously. Green Bay, winnable game. Then we go into our bye week. If we can be 3-2 in our bye, I'm not worried, dude. We're good. We're good.
And that's exactly what I was trying to tell everybody. Like, guys, relax. This is literally week 3. You know, we are getting all the BS out of the way early on. We are going to be all right. You know, and
he was upset with the low faith that Rams fans believe in our squad, dude. Absolutely, man. Because it's like, okay, first of all, I didn't give up on the 09 Rams until we were mathematically eliminated. You think I'm going to toss them a tally or 0-2 record? Not a chance, dude.
Right? Yeah. Dude, especially with, like, the way, like, and that whole game with the Cardinals, I kind of equate that to the game we had against the Baltimore Ravens in LA that year. I don't know if you remember that game, dude. That was just fucking bad.
Oh,
that was like the first game when Marcus Peters got traded to the Baltimore Ravens, and he came back, dude, and they just torched us, bro. But like I call that like a fluky game. Like that's just one of those games where you just like forget about. Like you toss it, like it happened, blah blah, good for them, but like
good for 2 years.
Exactly. Like we got good karma now. Like But no, dude, like going into the Niner game, like I kept telling everybody, like we're gonna be all right, like it's gonna be fine. Like the Niners, we're gonna kick. Like obviously respect them, like in what they've done, but at the same time, I hate the Niners with a passion. Like I cannot explain to you how much I just hate the Niners.
And you know, and I know that you were you were kind of cracking me up, dude. After the game, I see you like posting on CG's wall and stuff. I was like, get him!
Oh, dude, I had those receipts, bro. I had those receipts because he was talking so much crap, dude. Like, okay, I have to get back at you because, like, it's one thing when you're confident about your team, right? It's another thing when you're just blatantly disrespecting our team. You know what I mean? Like, be proud of your team. That's cool, blah blah. That's that's why I have no problems like following him.
Hold on. Like, before we dive too far into this, I want to preface this by saying I've got a lot of respect for CG. I'm a fan of CG. All right, I like CG.
That's why I follow him.
Yeah. But on Rams Niners week, that dude drives me up a wall, man. Especially this time around.
I'm right there with you. Yeah. And you know, like knowing myself, I'm like, I can't keep this quiet, bro.
Yeah, right. That's fair, man. I saw it though. That's
hey,
fun,
thank you, Ramsdale. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, why don't you start?
But no, man. What was that?
Start a podcast. Why not?
I don't know, dude. Like, I think mostly because, like, I mean, full-time job. I have 2 kids at home. Like I don't have a whole lot of time to. I love my. You know how much I love our Rams, and that's why I appreciate you and what you do and the time that you give me to do this. This is my escape. This is my like something I look forward to. Because like if it's not this, it's not my Rams or my other teams. Like being a dad, full time job. Just trying to do what I do, and this is my relaxing time. This is the time where I get to speak to other fans, and I love it, and I love our community. But man, yeah, maybe down the road when my kids are a little older, like I'll be able to have some time to do that.
I
My
will say,
my oldest is in 8th grade. He's doing basketball and soccer. My youngest is going into middle school. Like it's just a little hectic for me right now.
I love that, man. I love that so much. I will say too, man, is like as a person who is in my 9th season covering the Rams on Ram Showcase, my 12th season total, my 9th season on a podcast. I will tell you that if you can't go full force into it and give it attention, don't try. This stuff is hard, dude. This is a grind every single week. I'm sitting here in this little studio room just grinding it out, telling my cat to get lost because he's like trying to bother me. So it's like, no, like,
Dude, don't mess with Carl like that.
I know, man. A cat is starved of attention because this takes so much time, man. So yeah, I will say I lock in this room so many times for hours and hours and hours, and I just lock in and try to get prepped and done and get my show rolling and stuff like that. I will say to anybody who says like, what is your advice on starting a podcast? Is like, don't. That's my advice is
Have
don't.
the time.
This is hard, and I'm alone.
Dude,
man.
I literally wrote notes for the show, bro.
I love that so much, dude. That is so sick. Hell yes. Single T coming in on the comment section as well on Facebook. Single T Brett. What the heck is up, dude? Back to it, man. Feeling good. Coming off of a Niners win. Yeah, nothing to complain about, dude. I feel like
No, I am right there with you. Especially like I don't know how it is in Colorado, but here in Oregon, dude, there's so many Niner fans, dude. There are so many Niner fans out here.
no, we have
No,
Raiders as ours. Raiders fans everywhere.
dude, then just bring up Carolina. They'll shut up.
I mean, you're not wrong there, man. But yeah, because like Broncos don't really like in Denver. Yeah, absolutely, obviously. But I think my own personal mindset with my sports teams in Colorado, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way or not, but the Denver Broncos and the Denver Nuggets, I don't live in Denver. I don't feel like those are my teams. The Colorado Rockies and Colorado Avalanche, hey, I live in Colorado. Hell yeah. That's just kind of how I feel about it. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but like the ones that rep the state, hey, I live in the state. I don't live in Denver though. I never have, never will. I don't like Denver that much. Like, so, but there's that kind of part of it. But
there you go.
Yeah. So, hold on. We got a question coming in here. Single T says, he's just telling us what to do. First of all, weird energy. All right. You should discuss.
I'm like, at least put a super chat.
Yeah. Talk about this now, clowns. Anyway, yeah. I don't take it that way, Brett. You're good. But yeah, dude, inside linebacker. Obviously we're seeing some underwhelming performances, but I think that Troy and Christian are both busting their ass. I feel confident saying that.
Dude, Troy Reader, when he got that stuff on their running back, I forget his name, Mason. He prevented that first down. Yeah, Troy Reader. He prevented the first down conversion for the Niners running back.
No,
dude, that was an awesome play.
They've done some great plays, man. They're just, I would say that, and it's not intended to be a shot, but they are busting their ass. They're just not talented enough to be that superstar.
The consistency is not there yet. Yeah. And I saw that, like, I rewatched the game like 3 times now, and I can definitely see what you're saying where, like, there's flashes, right, of the talent, but the consistency isn't there enough to where, like, we can just stop them when we need to stop them. They're still able to get, like, if they just run it down the middle, like, I feel like that's, like, one of our weakest points. And we just need to I don't know what needs to change. Like, I feel like Shula is a little more aggressive than Raheem Morris, but because he's so aggressive, I saw so many plays where he got into the backfield where Purdy just chucked it down in the middle and just took off. Like, it was just too many plays like that. Like,
well, in fairness, you got to give a little bit of credit to the play design there, because because of the inexperience of both Troy and Christian, you've got a situation where they're backing up trying to get this guy, but then somebody comes in front of them and you can't let that guy go. So it does creep them up a little bit. And in fairness, that is just a good play design to pull that linebacker up with a route so that you can get it over their heads behind them. And Purdy is just good at doing that. So because Purdy's not a bad quarterback, I just don't think Purdy's a great quarterback. I just think that he is being asked to do a job and he's just doing that job. He's not making anything happen. He's not blowing any minds. He's just, hey, this guy should be open at this point, deliver him the ball, and he's doing it. He's not doing the Matthew Stafford, like looking this way and throwing the ball that way, you know?
He is Jared Goff with legs.
Yes.
That's my question. I mean, someone had to say it, bro. Like, I think that's honestly what he is.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. But, yeah, he is very much like – I feel like he eventually what happens in Purdy's career is that team does start to dwindle down as far as talent goes, and then we see who exactly he is. I just feel like that's the course of action. And it feels like at that point, the 49ers are probably forced in some kind of setting, in some kind of situation that they need to make a decision on whether he's going to be their guy or not. And then I think that they replace him and he just goes somewhere else and his career kind of fizzles out. I just feel like that's what happens, but who knows? So who knows?
Right.
Also, Rams house. We finally have a kicker. Dude, Cardi on, Wayne. Dude, this is so exciting, man.
Did you see that he Googled himself before the game and he saw that he was
mad at myself. I dropped him on my fantasy team because he was questionable, and I was like, well, if he doesn't play, I can't have him, obviously. So I dropped him, and then he scored like way more points than the guy that I picked up, and it's like,
you're like, damn it.
It's okay. It's just fantasy. I don't care. The Rams won, which means I didn't even check my fantasy team until this morning. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I did too. Like, I can honestly care less because I have 2 leagues that I'm on that I'm like, I paid in for. And honestly, like, if the Rams are playing, I could care less about that. Like, I just like, if my team wins, I don't care if I lose, because I literally have like 5 Rams players on my league, which I probably shouldn't have, but I don't care, dude. Like, I just love the fact that we won, especially against the Niners. Like, and now they're like, I have a lot of Niner fans like coming at me like saying, well, we were injured. I'm like, bro, have you seen our injury list? Like, what are you talking about? Like, we had, like, we were down so many people to shut up. Like, we won the IR Bowl. Calm down.
Yeah, relax, dude. Relax.
Yeah.
And then, also, like, later in the season, I'm excited for that game, too. Hopefully we get some good stuff. Rams House also popping in saying when we start converting pressures into sacks, it's going to be scary. I'm going to pound this drum. Actually, this is going into my notes pretty heavy this week in my podcast is like they're getting there. They're just not getting home right now. But let's not forget that Kobe Turner's second year. We're treating him like he's this veteran. He's in his second year. He's still learning and stuff. He's a captain, but he's still learning. And then, Byron, obviously, second year as well. And then we know that Braden and Jared are rookies. So, like, it's going to happen. But it's just a matter of time. As long as these guys keep getting after it, those are going to turn into sacks. And that could happen as early as this week. I just talked to Rishi for my interview here. And one of his main concerns that he talked about that you'll hear about on the show this week was the Bears' ability to handle stunts. And it turns out that is something that the Rams are very, very good at right now, especially with Braden and Jared, man. So what are you thinking there as far as, when do you think that this will happen, that corner will turn where we start actually turning those into sacks?
I'm glad you brought this up because that was like part of my notes where I literally wrote down Jared Verse needs to stop missing those tackles because there were so many. There was a couple plays where I saw like he got to the backfield, dude, but Purdy just kind of shifted a little bit and he just missed him by by a hair, bro.
And Tyler too, man.
And it's just like one of those things where it's like as soon as like he figures that out, dude, it's over. It is over because he got to the backfield so many times, against one of like the best left tackles in Trent Williams. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, like it's gonna be scary. Like Braden Fisk, fumble sack recovery, dude. That was awesome to see. Like, and I just saw. I don't know if you just
even Rams fans are only talking about, but Braden is playing very good football.
Yeah, they just released the interview JB Long did with Braden Fisk today.
Ooh,
I don't know if you had a chance to see that.
No, not yet.
Yeah, dude, it was. I literally watched that right before like you came on, and I don't know if you knew this, but he had a chance to go to USC when he went through the transfer portal. They were heavily recruiting him, and he got to meet Caleb Williams at Lincoln Riley's house.
And then he didn't want to
But
go.
he ended it. No, he no, he's like no, he was all like, LA wasn't for me, and then he kind of laughed because he's like, well, now I'm in LA, like.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
JB Long just kind of laughed it off, dude. But it's just kind of crazy to me, like, how different the trajectory of Braden Fisk's career could have been because he was actually going to declare a year before, and he was like thinking he was going to be like a sixth, seventh rounder, and then come to find out, he waited one more year. He did the thing with Florida and second round pick, and he's super appreciative that the Rams were willing to take a chance on him. He's
Dude,
like, I want to be that guy for you guys, and I just think that's
absolutely,
awesome.
man. You're Mr. Receipts, man. Go find the all those tweets of all those Rams fans being like, "We reached for Braden. What are we doing?" Like,
Oh my god, dude, that was so like it was so annoying to me. Like, really, like be happy, dude. Like we got Braden Fisk, we got Jared Verse. Like, root
fine.
for our guys that we pick up.
That's literally my mindset of like maybe I wanted somebody else, but hey, this is the guy we got, and I hope he does well. I don't care. Like, that's always how I feel. Single T coming
You
in
think I
again.
was happy when we got Jimmy Garoppolo? I am now.
I mean,
I hope he
don't
does awesome if we call upon him.
because I also feel the same way on the opposite side. I make the comment a lot of players come and go. The Rams are forever. I also feel that way about other teams. Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't care about the 49ers. That was just the team that he signed with. Like, they were just signing his checks and he played for them. Like, I mean, who cares, So it's not like
Right.
he's sitting there like, he's like, well, I'm not gonna try hard against the 49ers. So, like none of that's real. So if anything, he probably hates them. Like, because they moved on from him.
Oh yeah.
Brock, who's like just a
He's like,
dude.
bro, I got you to a Super Bowl, and now you just leave me. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. And then Brock's just a guy. You know what I mean? Straight Jag
Oh
for
yeah.
sure all day. Single T coming in says, do y'all think that Trey White has the whole season to start, or do you feel like he could find his way out with this continued bad play? What do you think, man?
Activate Ahkello Witherspoon for God's sake.
There's got to be a reason why they're not, right? That's got to be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're not sitting there holding this secret weapon on the practice squad. That's not a thing. So,
Well, I mean, Tre'Davious White did have a good play against, was it Jennings? He broke up a pass.
yeah.
I forget who it was, but he did have that play. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, but just throughout these two games, I don't know if it's just rust. I don't know if it's injury. I don't know what it is. But I feel like the potential that the Rams saw in him, and that's why they took a chance on him, hasn't shown up yet. But okay, Ayuk, yeah. Oh my God, dude! San Francisco paid him so much money, and he didn't do anything. Like, what the hell was that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I will too, dude.
I'm happy with.
Exactly. But no, like Tre'Davious White, I feel like he still has so much potential. Like, I hope he puts it together. I hope I'm wrong in feeling like maybe he's not going to pan out. I would love to be wrong, but like from what I've seen, it's just he just keeps getting burnt. Like I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what's going on.
That presence that I was hoping for. He just feels like a dude out there. Like, he feels like everybody else out there. There's nothing about his play that makes you feel like, oh man, don't throw it to Trey's side. You know what I mean? Like, there's just nothing about that right now. It's just like, yeah, throw it
exactly. Like I feel like when we had Jalen Ramsey, right? Like, offenses were actively not even looking that direction, right? There's no fear in throwing his direction. That's the thing. Like, and it's just like, oh, we're just gonna torch him. He's gonna get yacked, and I'm just like, oh, the pain.
Yeah, Rams House says they're probably not activating Ahkello because he's still getting reacclimated, which is fair. But also, if you're an NFL free agent, you better get your ass acclimated, man. You come in ready to play. All right, that's like.
I mean, and he's familiar with our system. He literally played last year for us, so it's just like it's not like he's not familiar with our system.
It should have got promoted. It's not a brand new system, so I kind of agree because I do think that there is something to be said about that. Of like, he wasn't with us for most of the year. But like, it's 2 games in now of him not being activated, and it's like now it's kind of like, well, what's going on? That's kind of where my brain's going. Is like there's something more that we don't know about, and I don't know if it's an acclimation or not, but it's definitely possible that it's an acclimation issue in getting him back into shape or just back in with our squad. But for those first 6-7 games of the year last year, dude was unstoppable. He was the best corner in the NFL for the first like quarter and a half of the season last year.
Oh yeah, dude, he was
great.
amazing. I
Yeah,
love
he's
it.
doing awesome. Man. And Rams House says after Sunday, Fisk will be tired of seeing Caleb with how many times he gets back there.
Oh my God,
is Fisk
dude.
gonna get tired, or is Caleb gonna be like, enough, dude, get out of here?
I mean, I would love that. I would welcome that. And I literally just got done watching a day ago the NFL released Aaron Donald's like mic'd up moments, and it was so amazing when he went against Russell Wilson. You know, he would like get back there stacked. He's like, "I just want to talk 3. I just want to talk."
Yeah,
You know, I just freaking love that, dude. I miss Aaron Donald so much, bro.
My favorite Aaron Donald mic'd up moments were when he was like, "Stop asking for help. Block me yourself. I'm just a guy. I'm one guy. Come on." I love that so much. He was like, "Yeah,
they tripled and quadrupled team him so much. Like it just makes me appreciate what he did for us even more, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh, Aaron Donald.
Because this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And I have a reasoning of why I'm showing this, but this little figurine.
I saw that, dude. I saw that. I even like pulled it because I've seen that video. Like I've seen that video before, but I was like, I pulled it up after I saw it. I was like, damn, bro, you got your ass booked.
I love Cortland Finnegan. I've got his Rams jersey in my closet right now. I love that dude. Hilarious and amazing. And that made me think of so many other situations that I would want. My very first one that came to my brain was Aaron Donald picking up Donta Foreman by his neck. But I want that.
Yeah. My favorite was like they should make one where like Aaron Donald, remember during joint practices against the Bengals, you see Aaron Donald just holding Bengals helmet, bro. Like, my God.
And then the other one that I want specifically because I am in Colorado as a Rams fan is I want the day that Rodney McLeod destroyed Emmanuel Sanders. I want that one so bad in a little action figure, dude. Oh my God, it's so sick, man.
Oh, dude. Yeah. We need to like patent that or something. Like we need to start doing that.
Dude, honestly, dude, I gotta like
whatever football moment you want, we got you.
I'm trying to figure it out, dude. Like, how do you make these, man? Because I will do it, man. Any situation, too. Any of them, man. I'm telling you, Donald picking up Foreman by his neck, even him just throwing his helmet in that game he got ejected against the Niners in Week 1 on Monday Night Football at one time. Like anything, dude. I think that stuff is awesome. So, or you could even do like the cool version of it and have him like throwing Joe Burrow or like ripping down Jimmy Garoppolo or something, man. You could do some really cool stuff.
Or him pointing to the ring finger when Aaron Donald like just pulls him down. It's like, oh God,
legendary, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's so many more situations that I'm like forgetting of that I'm like oh, that would be the best one. Or like the Steven Jackson run where he was going against Patrick Willis and fighting for the first, and his helmet comes off, and he's like,
Oh my God, yeah.
Rams House says his dad's a Bears fan, so he's watched a lot of Bears. Their O-line and lack of creativity on offense would be sweet for us. Yes, Rishi said that stunts are going to be a problem, and he did say too that if there's a week to blitz like crazy, this is the one to do it in. Do it against the Bears.
I guess I don't forget who I was watching, but I guess we are like one of like the lowest teams that actually produce any type of blitz during a game. Like we don't blitz at all. So hopefully like they watch the tape and like, you know, and I understand that, but like at least try, you know, like a couple times, like you see certain situations and formation, like, hey, blitz the mofo and see what happens, you know?
Dude, honestly, man. Yeah, I mean, might as well try, right? Especially guys like Reader and Roseboom. Might as well send them, dude. Send them. And Peo, obviously, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna ride this win until the next night, like until we beat the Niners again. Dude. Like,
I feel like I'm good to the bye week, you know. Like, if we go into the bye week 1-4, it'd be like, yeah, but that one was against San Fran.
Yes, exactly.
Man, and I need to know who's gonna be in LA for the next home game, man. That Packers game. I need to get together with some people, man. I'm so pumped.
Oh, are you going for sure?
Oh, man. Yeah, we're front row, right above the Rams tunnel, man. So where the Rams run out, look for me. I'll be in my yellow Sheriff Joe Bags jersey right next to my buddy Jackson. I'm sure he'll be wearing green.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm super pumped, man. Look for us for sure, man. It'll be a good time, man. But if anybody else is going to be there, man. If the Rams are 3-2, does Donald make a comeback? No. I'll leave this up for a second. I feel extremely strong about the fact that we have seen Aaron Donald play football for the last time. And I think that Rams fans are setting themselves up for secondary failure, or not failure, but like secondary like heartbreak. Like, don't do this to yourself. Don't keep it in your head that he's coming back, because you're just going to break your own heart again. All right. Because I think too, like where my mind's at is like, I have it in my head. We've seen the last of Aaron Donald. He rides off to the sunset, had an incredible career, never needed to see him in an opposing uniform, which I absolutely love as well. But if he comes back, then that's just a massive surprise and awesome. I think that a lot of Rams fans, though, are locking a little too hard into the fact that they think that he's coming back. And then eventually when we are in the playoffs and he doesn't return or something like that, and then people are like, where's Donald? He's not coming back. And it's going to like hit you again. You have to re-deal with that pain of like that we don't have Aaron Donald. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I also genuinely, in my soul, I truly believe he's done playing. I really believe that.
Yeah, I still had a little bit of hope, just coming into the season and like thinking, okay, if we make a run, he might come back. But and I'm sure you feel this way too, man, like knowing the type of competitor and person he is, I feel like it wouldn't sit well with him coming in at the tail end of the season.
Agreed.
I feel like it would have been cheating the game, and he's not about that, dude. I'm sure you know his story. Working out in that basement gym with his dad and his brother. Like, he isn't about that like shortcut stuff. He is willing to grind it out. And especially like when his wife Erica posted that video of Aaron just sleeping, during the game, like, are you coming back? He's just like nodding out, dude. Like, I think he's enjoying retirement, and I honestly couldn't ask him like to even come back. Like, yeah, all the awesome memories, everything he's done for us, like as a team. Like you just said, like him never wearing another team's jersey, like that means so much, because nowadays, like you don't see that a lot anymore, right? You don't see that, like, guys will change teams, no problem, like whoever gets paid more, but he stuck with us, and I will always respect him. I'll always be grateful to Aaron Donald, like, for everything he did to us or did for us. And the first game that I ever took my family to go see at SoFi Stadium against the Lions, when we traded Matthew Stafford for Jared, or when we traded for Matthew Stafford, we were out there during warmups. Aaron Donald was like, stretching out, and me and my kids, like, we all yelled out, "Aaron!" He turned around, dude, and he freaking like waved at us, and that was like, my heart just was like, oh my god, did Aaron Donald just wave at us? Like, it was such a cool moment, bro. Like, and just stuff like that. Like, he's brought so much happiness, to my life and to all our Rams fans' lives, and I could not ask him to do any more than he already did. That man deserves to enjoy retirement. That man deserves to do whatever the hell he wants. Build that freaking Aaron Donald statue. Retire his freaking number, dude. Like, he's like one of my favorite players of all time, hands down.
Dude, yeah, and you kind of said it there of like, hey, he owes us nothing more. Like, he gave us one of the coolest careers of all time. And I remember the night he got drafted, I didn't watch the draft live because I had a concert that night. I went to see the band, probably nobody here knows, Primal Fear. They were playing at the Bluebird Theater in Denver. It was awesome. But the draft was that night. I recorded it because the Rams drafted. Obviously, we picked at number 2 and then 13. So it was like a very big deal. And so I recorded it and then shut my phone off because I was like, I'm on media blackout. I'm just here to enjoy the show and, whatever. I got home, started the draft. I wanted Greg Robinson. That was who I wanted.
Yeah, understandable.
Right? And then when we took Aaron Donald, it was like, I know nothing about this guy. I had to start doing research and stuff. And then I was like, as I'm sitting there, I'm like trying to I have a YouTube video on one of my channels about it where I was like, well, I mean, Rams went with 2 not sexy picks, offensive line and defensive line, to start the draft. So that's cool. And it was like, looking back on it, it's like, dude, you had no idea you were drafting a first ballot Hall of Famer at the time. Like, that's, yeah, but he doesn't owe us anything, man. So I say let him enjoy it. And I think that, and maybe I'm overreacting or thinking a little bit too deep into it. I think it's a little bit rude for Rams fans to keep on it. Like, I think it's like, just let him do his thing. Man. Like, if he wants to come back, he'll come back. You know, if you love somebody, let him go. Peoton, is this Bears game a good place for Verse to add to his D-Roy campaign? Yes, absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah!
That line against of the Bears, man. This is one that we could start seeing things come together, where that closeness maybe even gets a little closer. We start getting to Caleb a little bit tighter. Do you still have any like allegiance to Caleb? I know that there's some fans that kind of like lock in real hard on their college guys and then follow their careers super hard no matter what. And I have nothing negative to say about like my buddy Aaron, who's a big Iowa State fan, and he loves Brock Purdy. Big Rams fan, loves Brock Purdy. I hate it. I think it's weird. But I just like, hey, he's going to fan his own way. I'm not going to tell some other man how to be a fan. That's ridiculous out here. But do you feel that way about Caleb? Is there anything about you that's like really rooting for him still?
I will say what you said when we lost. He plays for Carolina now.
Hecker,
Oh,
Fuller.
what's his name?
Fuller?
No. Oh yeah, Jordan Fuller. I will root for him until he plays the Rams. I love Caleb Williams, dude. Like, especially what he did for USC, won the Heisman Trophy there with us. You know, people like rag on him for like some other stuff he does, but at the end of the day, dude, I think he's a good QB. I think he needs time to develop like any young QB. But when you're facing it up against my Rams, dude,
Jaden's on fire out in Washington, dude. You don't need time to ease into it.
Right.
He's killing it, man.
But like, no, dude, like I'm gonna always follow Caleb's career just because, you know, he played for my Trojans. But like, at the end of the day, anybody that goes against the Horns, you can screw off. You're my enemy. You're my enemy for 3 hours.
I think for me, my best example on it is Manziel. I'm a big Aggies fan. Manziel did some incredible things out there. And people, when I talk about Manziel or I rock his jersey that I've got, his A&M jersey, people are like, oh, he sucked in the NFL. And it's like, well, I'm not a Browns fan, so I also don't care. Like, it's like, but at A&M, he was the best we've ever had, dude. Won the Heisman as a freshman. I mean, like, what do you want, man? Like, that's incredible. I'll rock that with that dude forever. And also, then you hear about his story afterwards, and it's like, oh no, it's like, no, I rock with this dude for sure. Like, seeing his like untold and stuff like that.
He's been through some stuff, bro. Like he's been through some stuff, and I saw the interview he did with I forget who it was, but like just, you know, what he went through and the stuff that he was dealing with. Like, I can see and understand how someone so young with so much fame, money, you know, all this just coming all at once, like, could influence your choices. And like, yeah, he even said like he prioritized partying and having fun more than football, right? Because I honestly feel like if he would have just like prioritized football, that dude would still probably be in the NFL, bro. I mean, he
absolutely
amazing.
But
I feel like it's also like the Browns curse. The Browns just cannot have anything nice. Well, except Myles Garrett, but like, you know.
When he went to Cleveland, I was like, oh man. It was like, that was my feeling was like, oh, he's not going to make it. But then my brain also went to like, Cleveland though. It's like, that's actually not a bad spot. I just went to Cleveland over the summer for my birthday vacation. That's where I chose my to have my birthday.
Wait, you chose to vacation in Cleveland, bro?
Absolutely, dude. It had the best freaking birthday of my life, dude. Went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the day before my birthday. That's 2 buildings over from the Brown Stadium. So I was absolutely awesome. And it was just me and my dad. My dad's birthday is 1 week before mine. He's July 2nd. I'm July 9th. So it was just me and him went out there. And went to the Rock Hall on the 8th. And then spent my birthday at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So
I was just about to say, isn't the NFL Hall of Fame there too?
Yeah, Canton is like 45 minutes south of Cleveland, man. So we went and did that, man. Okay. Best birthday I've ever had. It was just me and my dad just soaking it in, dude. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Pro Football Hall of Fame, best thing ever. But I kind of say all that to say this, is that Cleveland, we have a hard time finding stuff to do. All right. After we left the Rock Hall, it was like, well, where do we go? We were like looking stuff up, and it was like, damn, we can go around the block here and see like the Christmas Story house. And it's like, like not a thing. Not a thing to do out there. So my
Oh
brain also went
man.
quickly to like Cleveland's is a good spot for him because maybe it'll rein him in. No, because then he just put on a blonde wig and went to Vegas, which is one of my favorite NFL stories of all time. Absolutely love that, man. We're gonna get to Brett's question here or comment here because we're talking about quarterbacks. So I rooted Hartford off until after that playoff game, and yeah, same dude. After I felt very different after that playoff game about a lot of things. About a lot of things. Jared Goff was one of them, and also the entire city of Detroit. It's like, you know what? Screw that place. And then I think it mainly though it wasn't because we lost anything like that. It was because of how they treated my boy Stafford, and I just didn't like that. And Lions fans will defend that. They will say like, no, that was a playoff game. Like you're the enemy. We'll love him after he was retired. And I keep telling Lions fans the same thing. I think you just burned that bridge. I think you burned the bridge of him supporting you in any way after his career when you booed him in his first return. I don't
No,
care.
you know what really got me though, like, is when the fans booed Kelly Stafford and their kids too.
Yes.
That's what really got
What
me.
kind of crap
Like,
is that,
okay,
man?
it's one,
Yeah.
it's one thing to like, yeah, okay, I get it. He doesn't play for your team anymore. It's another thing to boo literally the man that gave you so much for so many years while you guys just wasted his talent away, dude. Like, what kind of crap is that? And then he goes to the Rams, and I don't know if you remember this in Detroit. They had Rams Lions shirts that were printed out, during our Super Bowl run. Like, oh my God, yeah, go Stafford, and the Lions fans feeling that they were part of it somehow, which I invited. Obviously they were rooting for Stafford, and in inheritance they were rooting for the Rams. But I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like the Lions became so cocky so quickly without any merit. Like, okay, you made it to the freaking NFC Championship. What did you do? You lose. So
Blew the
shut the
lead.
hell up. Like, be
You blew the
humble,
lead
bro. Like,
against
you think you're
you blew the lead against the guy who blows leads. So what the hell?
right, and it's just like, what? Like, you're over here thinking you're like this like amazing Super Bowl caliber team, and you're booing the man that literally like took this shot. Like, I'll never forget when we first got Stafford. I went back and I watched the that game he played. I think it was his rookie year where he just got demolished. I think he was playing against the Browns, right? And he was just hurting. And he's like, "Hey, if you need me to go in there, I'll go in there." And he goes back in there, makes the throw, makes the game-winning touchdown, and Lions win. That was the man that they booed that night, and that to
Yeah.
me is just disrespectful
It's
as hell, dude. Like, screw
it's
them.
like Peo's comment kind of pulls it in here, and all I can picture is that meme where the guy is like biting the metal and he's like grabbing the chick's ass and he's spraying the champagne and then it pulls back and he's in third place. That's the Lions.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Like,
so
dude,
cool.
calm down. You haven't done anything.
Yeah, it's like, dude, relax. Like y'all wrote our Super Bowl win as your own because it was your former quarterback. Y'all haven't done nothing, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna make
Yeah.
this more positive. All right. So Peo's question here, hopping in here. This is all you, man. Edwin, what is your advice to fathers trying to raise their children as Rams fans, man? You're obviously killing it. So, man, what do you got?
The only thing I can say is like, do not force anything on them. Like, show them the game. Like, me and my kids, like, I don't know. I think I have Pale on Facebook too. Like, and I'm sure you've seen it, Joe, where like, me and my boys, we all have our Ram jerseys. I have a giant Rampage inflatable in my yard. Like, it's just showing them the game, not forcing them. Like, we need to watch this game right now. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like they feel like my dad's forced me to do something I really don't want to do. So don't ever do that. If they're interested, better. My oldest son, he is more interested in the NBA. He loves basketball. And so like, we'll watch basketball games or we'll go to the park and we'll play basketball. My youngest son, he's more into music. So like, him and I will listen. Like, he's really like, right now he's into the Offspring. He's really into Metallica, and he's really into Guns N' Roses right now. Like,
Nice.
that's his stuff right there.
Heck yeah.
So we'll listen to like, cause he's like, Dad, show me some music that you like when I was growing up. So like I just introduced him to Linkin Park, and he's loving it too. So, but all I could say is like, show them the game. If they love it, that's great. If not, don't get discouraged. Just let them come into their own. Let them do their own thing. Encourage that, because if you force something on them, I feel like you're going to be a little more resentful and not want to do that. But they know what time it is whenever the Rams are playing. So
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Brett has the opposite approach. He says he started brainwashing from the beginning. Right away, he's got a daughter and he had this video years ago. I don't even know how old his daughter is now, but this was a long time ago that he had this video where he was asking his daughter, like, what's the Rams cornerback? And she was all Janoris Jenkins and like stuff like that. It was so cool, man. I absolutely love that. Britt probably he probably think that's weird. I remember that, but that was one of my favorite things. I thought that was
He
so
brainwashed
awesome.
you too, bro.
Yeah, it was like, damn, do I want kids? What the hell? Like, what is happening? That's super cool. GP is in. What's up, man? We won't be here much longer. I do gotta get my notes done for the podcast, and if I don't get that done, it'll be just a bummer of a show. I'll just be like, yeah, we played.
I was about to freak out. Wait, do I not have time to put in my questions for the next Quesos?
You absolutely do, man. I record tomorrow. You're good. But yeah, you said, Peo said, preaching facts here.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, okay. He says it's dope that I remember. All right, so that's cool. I'm not a weirdo. Like that's why. Like I still watch that video once a week. You know, anything weird like that. Yeah, it was that was really cool, man. Me and Brett, we've been like, I knew Brett before I even started covering the Rams because we were admin on like a Rams Facebook page years ago, dude. Like probably a good 15 years ago. I mean, it's been a bit, dude.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
So, how come you're not a part of like any of the NFC West groups, like on Facebook, where everybody just talks trash to each other?
Oh, because I think that's the dumbest thing in the universe. What is the point? I don't get that. I hate that so much. I don't even like most Rams Facebook groups. So why would I care about what other people have to say? I don't care.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I love, because I know how wrong they are, I think, is why I like it.
I don't know. It's so mind-numbing to me. I don't like social media.
Oh, for sure, dude.
But
no, for real. Like, sometimes I feel I could kind of equivalent that to, like, even, like, just politics in general, where, like, oh, my God, you know? Yeah. But, like, I don't know. For me, it's just still fun to just talk trash and, like, represent my team because, I don't know. I just love that. No, but I get what you're saying.
I too, man. I've been pushing it a lot this year, and I'm sure you've caught on to it. I'm very much in, like, my support era of Rams Showcase. I'm not trashing anything right now, man. I'm here to root on the Rams and be a positive little, like, you know, just aspect of this. I'm just trying to pass along knowledge. I'm not trying to embed my own opinion into everything. And I think that's exactly where my mind's at, is I realize that my opinion, the only person that actually cares about that is me. And I know that. I'm not
Carl.
To know that. You know what I mean? What's up?
I said, and Carl.
Carl does care about my opinion, but like I'm not dense enough to know that like just because I have a podcast doesn't make my opinion more important or more valid than anybody else's, and nobody cares. Like, and I don't know. There's a lot of aspects that go into it, but I'm just trying to pass along the knowledge, man. I'm trying to get you ready for the game. That's my entire mindset with Ram Showcase. Is I want you to watch Ram Showcase, and then when the game comes on Sunday, when kickoff is happening, you know exactly what you're looking for. You know who might pop, who's not in the game, stuff like that, man. I'm just trying to pass along the knowledge. I'm trying to share my love of the Rams. I've got no room for hate right now, man. I've trashed a lot of these guys in the past. I don't need to do that anymore. I put out a whole video called LA Rams wide receiver Tutu Atwell is a bust. I've titled a video of that. I got his headshot right here now, man. Maybe I'll correct because I felt bad, but okay, this is why I felt bad, is because I put out that video and I was like trashing Tutu Atwell and stuff like that. And then he made a comment on something where he was like, yeah, man, I see it. And I screenshot it. I screenshot all these things where people are telling me that I'm a bust and stuff. And I was like, crap, he probably has a screenshot of my video, dude. Like, that makes me feel terrible. He's a guy that I support, dude. So it's like, I don't know. That made me feel weird as soon as he said that. And I don't know if he knows who I am or saw that or not. Maybe he didn't see that and doesn't know any of that, but it just made me feel a little bit weird, man. It's like, you know what? These are our guys, and they don't need their own fans ripping them apart. They got enough of that from the other 31, man. So I'm not here for that.
No, I totally agree, dude. Like, and like I said, like if you're rocking the Rams horns, I'm always going to support you. You know, as long as you're with my team. But like,
I stand by Sean Mannion, though. That guy sucked.
Oh my God. No, honestly, dude, like I'm glad he touched on Tutu though, because Tutu, like, he surprised me, like, honestly, like, but I honestly feel like we just haven't given him enough reps or an opportunity to shine with us. And sorry, I have to
I
go back inside the house. My
No, you're
phone's about
good.
to die.
You're good. And yeah, I gotta go here pretty soon.
Oh.
Juice Man though saying last 49ers Super Bowl was 30 years ago. I was 4 last time the Rams won the Super Bowl. So
Dude, that's what trips me out about the whole thing too. It's like these Niner fans always bring up their Super Bowl and stuff, and it's like, bro, you weren't even alive when they won a Super Bowl. Like, what are you talking about right now? Like,
I said that to somebody in Green Bay when we were out there because he was talking about Super Bowls and stuff like that, and I was like, how many have you watched though? Like, how many have you seen? And he was like, oh, the one. And I was like, okay, so you've won one. Like, I was like, I've seen my team.
right,
I've watched my own team play in 4 and win 2. Just saying. Like,
right,
you
yeah.
know,
I mean, yeah, cool. You guys have what is it, 5 Super Bowls? But like, come on now.
so Sean Mannion was uncalled for. Sean Mannion, okay, that's fair. Sean Mannion just caught a stray that was unnecessary.
I wasn't
And,
expecting that.
we do this whenever Tutu catches a ball, man. We're riding the Tutu train. Tutu.
Yes, sir.
And Tutu, we got a truther, a Tutu truther, a two truther over here. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. But yeah, I like this new era, by the way, of Ram Showcase. I think that this is where we're gonna really find our stride. And I hate to say that in season 9 is when we're finding our stride, but I also feel like this is an ever evolving thing that I've never perfected, and I will always feel like I'm not good enough at it. So I'm always gonna keep trying to work
No,
hard and try to get
dude.
better because I always feel like everybody's ahead of me, and I gotta fill in that gap, you know.
No, dude, and like for me, like what I really respect about you and the way you do things is because like you even said it from day one, dude. Like you are doing this for yourself. You are doing this because you have so much RAM knowledge and content in your brain that you got tired of telling it to your family members. They just frankly didn't want to hear it. So you got
Mhm.
onto YouTube and that's how it should be. You shouldn't be doing this for anybody but yourself. And if people follow you, that's great because that just means that they love and respect the work that you do. And just
Thank you.
me as a person and as a fan of yours, bro, like that's why I tune in because you're what you bring out is the truth and your feelings about the team, and that's I respect that. Hey, sorry, the dogs are crazy right now.
I'll drink to
But
that.
no, dude, like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you do, bro. Like, you have no idea how excited I was, like, when you announced, like, you were going to start doing this again. And then I felt so bad for missing the first one. Like, crap, it's my mom's birthday, bro. But I'm
I
so
was
glad
like,
you're doing
damn
this
it, dude. I
again.
was like, he was the one that made a push for it. Where is he? Like,
Dude, I know, dude. I was like, oh, my bad, but I'm not going to miss the second one, bro. Hey,
we're only going to
stop
touch
it.
on a couple of things. We'll get out of here in a couple minutes here. But Brett's talking about the McVay coaching tree, man. Not a joke. The McVay coaching tree is on fire right now. LaFleur is getting Malik. Malik to look incredible out here, right? And then KOC obviously taking Sam Darnold to be in a 3-0 record. Zach Taylor.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he had a bad one the other day, but
Yeah. No, dude,
that's
Sean McVay's tree is like awesome, bro. Like, and especially like with what Kevin O'Connell's doing with Sam Darnold over in Minnesota. That's legit.
in
Another
fairness.
USC Trojan.
I absolutely expect that this is like a weird start for the Vikings and that they fall off. Totally
Right.
expect. But,
Yeah.
who knows? Chris, dude, we're under 2 weeks, Chris. Chris is who I'm going to be hanging out with at the Rams-Packers game, man. This is going to be very exciting stuff. I am counting down the days, Chris. Absolutely pumped, man. Absolutely pumped. Dude, we need to get to a game, man. Where are you? When are you going out again? Go to the Bills
Talking to
game.
me or Chris?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Go to the Bills game.
Oh. Is that New York?
No, it's in LA. I got tickets already.
Oh, okay. Oh, you scared the hell out of me, bro. Oh, what? Honestly, I don't know because I'm trying to go with the boys, but they have school and all that. So I'm honestly thinking I probably won't be able to go to a game till next year. But I mean, if something happens, I'll definitely let you know.
Hey, fair enough, man. Yeah, I won. Do you play the Rams Pick'em game?
No, I don't.
dude.
I did
that's how
last year,
won
but I
these-
didn't play this. I'm not playing this year.
I
Wait, you won?
Yeah, I won last year. So I won tickets. So I picked the Bills game.
Dude,
got
that
first
is
place.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh
got
my
first place.
god.
It was like a late one too. It was like week 14 or 15. I won first place, and it was like one
So
of those
like,
where I was like,
do they send you an email? Do they call you, or how do they tell you?
They sent me an email, but I checked because I was like, oh, I better check the standings, and I opened it up and it said rank 1, and I was like, that's probably just some kind of error or something like that. And so I clicked on it, and I was number 1, and I was like, yo, what? And it said pair of tickets to a Rams game next season or something like that. And I was like, yo, and then so I waited, and then they sent me an email, and it was like, hey, by the way, when the schedule comes out, we'll send you another email, pick a game, we'll get you there, whatever. And so they sent me an email with it was like 6 different games I could pick from, and I picked the Bills game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game, dude. The Bills look amazing. Like they look really freaking good right now.
They also played the Jags though, so it's hard to assess, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like Josh Allen, and I honestly thought they were gonna take a step back after they, but no.
Fair. And if I can find a way to wiggle my way into meeting Von Miller, I'll be one happy fan, man. That's my guy. Von Miller is my guy.
What are you gonna say? Like, if you could, like, what would be like the first thing you say to him?
The first what?
What would you say to Von Miller? Like the first thing, what would you say?
Dude, I don't know, but I feel like working at the radio station made me less weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like meeting people. Like me, I met a bunch of bands at the radio station, so I feel like a lot less awkward around cool people now. So I feel like it would be normal. I'd be all right. But I would probably, I wish I had an A&M jersey or something, man. I'd love to get that signed. But Von Miller's my guy, man. When Von Miller,
Oh yeah, and I feel like some football players are more keen to, like, if you have their college jerseys, I feel like they're more willing to come up to you and like sign it for you. You know what I mean?
That's how I got Bobby Brown to come up to me last year in Denver. That's how I got Bobby Brown to sign my flag. He was walking by and I was like, "Yo, Bobby, Bobby." He looked up at me and like looked away. I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Come on, man!" And I pulled out my thumb and I was like, "Yo, Bobby, jig him!" And he turned and signed my flag right away. So that's all he needed, man.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, dude. So I'm gonna boot you off and then do my goodbyes here. But dude, super glad to chat with you here, man. I'm glad to get these going again. We're gonna be Tuesdays, by the way.
Yeah,
Tuesdays
dude.
is normal day. All right. Mondays I like to watch
Dude,
football.
it was way too long. Thank you so much for. Yeah, right. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on, bro. Like, I miss these shows. Like, you know, keep doing what you're doing, man. You know, you got me, bro, and I'm one of those people, man. Thank you so much for what you do. You have no idea how much it means to us.
Absolutely, dude. We'll be talking very soon,
man. Go Rams.
Go Rams. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. See you, everybody.
Win.
Later.
Emphasis on the win. Edwin, man, that guy's absolutely awesome. He does need to start a podcast, so I mean, straight up, I think we can agree on that. That Edwin just needs to do his own thing, man. Start it up, start a podcast, start podding up. But yeah, that is my number one advice to people when they ask me, should I start a podcast? I said, no. This takes a lot of time. And turns out also, I think I started a podcast in like the last part of when podcasting was cool. And now everybody has podcasts. I know all the people have podcasts. So it's definitely pretty saturated now too. If you're going to start though, it's never too late. I had some guests on my show, Jacob and Jason, Lions fans in week 1. I had that interview with them and they started their show in like May this year, April or May. So it was this year though, they started their podcast. So it's never too late. I would just say, make sure you got the time and attention to do it and the passion for it, man. Because I know there's been some other ventures that I've begun where I started them and then like a couple months in, I'm just not very passionate or anything anymore. But I mean, this is literally season 9 of covering the Rams on Ram Showcase. Season 12 in total, season 9 on Ram Showcase. I was writing for True Love Sports back in the day. As far as the coverage goes, I was writing about the Rams. I think my favorite piece was that Father's Day one because we had 3 guys that had famous dads. It was TJ McDonald. His dad played in the league. Chris Long, because his dad played in the league, and then James Laurinaitis, because his dad was the pro wrestler. I think that was probably my favorite piece I ever wrote about the Rams, but that was so long ago. Obviously, Chris Long and James Laurinaitis and TJ McDonald were on the team, so it was a bit ago. But yeah, man, that was some good stuff. But when the Rams moved to LA, I definitely had that thought process of like, I gotta increase my coverage. I can't keep it like this for a team moving to LA. So it was March 15th of 2016 that I started the podcast, Ram Showcase, first episode, which is still published. You can absolutely go find it. I keep that open on purpose because it is an absolute disaster of a podcast. So that's fun. It's cool. You can see my growth, though. You can see where I've come from and how far the show has actually gone. So that's exciting. But I also used music that I shouldn't have used. I used like a Disturbed song as my intro. Can't do that. Didn't know at the time. Just figured it was free game. And also I figured also like, who's listening to me that's going to report this? It's going to be fine. But either way. We got a full podcast headed your way. Audio version will be out probably tomorrow night. That's typically been the rhythm so far this year. Is audio version comes out Wednesday night, and then the video version does get published on Thursday morning. That is on Facebook as well as YouTube. Facebook is the preferred for myself, simply because I'm not going to ignore my YouTube audience. I realize I've got a strong following there and stuff, but they pulled my monetization, so kind of like, why help them? Kind of is where my brain's at. With Facebook, I can monetize, so making money there. So that's kind of where I'm trying to put my attention more. Then I got to figure out the Twitter stuff and all that, but gotta figure it out, man. I hate social media. I got to learn to not hate it so much, I think, because it's 2024, and it's just kind of part of the world, I guess. So it's kind of where my brain's at right now. Yo, Tuna coming in right at the end, man. I'm about to wrap up, so can't have anybody in because I gotta go. But I gotta do all my notes, man. Got a full podcast to record tomorrow, and I have not yet done my notes. Let me see. Actually, just may determine that fact. Actually, let me take a peek here. Let me just make sure that the game book's open. Yo, thank you, dude. I love this shirt, dude. This shirt is so sick. Big logo, man. Big logos for the wins. Big logos are the best. Yeah, weekly books is out. So I'm about to dive into my game prep here and get it rolling, man. So, dude, I cannot tell you. I'm gonna pull this comment up. I cannot tell you how many times this has happened to me. I've done shows multiple times. Most recently, which game was that? Or it was it might have been going into the last preseason game. I didn't catch it because in my headphones on my mixer here, the audio was great. I had no issues with the audio, but how it was being laid down in my recording, it was totally jacked up. So I had a big recording issue just a few weeks ago. I tried it. I put out the podcast, and then I was like, and then I played it on my phone because my mindset was like, well, I can understand it. Let me see though. Let me put it out and let me see if it's coming through okay. And it wasn't. I couldn't understand anything. So I had to pull it. And then not only could I not fix the audio because it was so damaged, and I'm a production guy, you know what I mean? I even reached out to my old production boss at my old radio station. And I was like, yo, can you help me with it? I don't know what to do here. And even he, like, I sent him a little audio clip and stuff like that. And he was like, I've got nothing for you, man. Like, I don't know what to do. So had to re-record. It was already really late. I tried so hard to get the recording okay, but it just didn't work out. So it came in super late. I had to do it like the next day, re-record and stuff like that. I've also had shows. I think Rams House and Payo Time would be the only ones that know this, but I've also had shows where I've ended the show, legitimately recorded the entire thing. I ended it and said, I can do better than that. Like, that was kind of weak. So I just deleted and restarted. I've done that before multiple times. And then there's been weird things with my camera not recording correctly or something. And it just, yeah, man. So I get it, man. Re-recording is such a pain. And there's weird things too. The shows are always so different because I do bullet points. I kind of like copy points for myself. At least I try to. I try not to script much out unless I'm doing like one of my like one of my features. Like I did the video called The Good Old Days. That's one of my features that I did, and that's obviously fully scripted and stuff, mainly because of timing and all that. But yeah, it's like, dude, man, it's a bummer, man. But I've definitely done it so many times, and there's so many moving pieces to recording, and I mean the mixer, your mic, your all this stuff. Anything can happen, man, and it does, and you never know when. So it's really exciting. And no, definitely not a you thing, man. I'm like I said, this has been doing this podcast for over 8 years, man. I've had my fair share of mess ups and odd stuff and re-recording. So, but yeah, that's the thing, is like different shows almost entirely. Is like, because I do copy points and I don't want it to sound robotic when I communicate. I kind of like was like, well, what did I say there and stuff? And it was kind of just like, I might repeat myself, but it's fine. Just go for it. And then almost a fully different show. It's kind of interesting how that happens, but it is exciting. I'll flip through this game book really fast. I'm going to see if we have any really cool stuff to talk about this week. I love the game book, by the way. I'm not going to tell you where to find it, because if you do, you'll just be able to do Ram Showcase on your own. That's not true. I have a lot of different sources. But the rams.com/media is one of my best friends. That's for sure. Once I found that page, I was like, yo, sick, dude, sick. So that's where I'm at now. You can also find out, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, that I don't know if the Rams want this out, but I'm gonna do it. So the Rams have an official color. Let me see here. I'm on the style book. So we got the style book here: identity, color palette, logo, design, primary mark. And I can't show you this, but there is the logo here. And I downloaded the actual font, the official font too. I have to edit it a little bit because it is a little bit weird, and they do a couple of tweaks to it on the boldness and stuff, and I have to find a way to get the correct boldness on the font. So I have to figure that out. But correct color codes. Use what is this? I'm just gonna shoot over this website. Oh yeah, obviously. Where am I at? Tuna, use teamcolorcodes.com. That'll give you every color code. Hex codes, it'll give you the RGBs, it'll give you everything, dude. I use that for my color codes. Teamcolorcodes.com. That'll be where you'll get exact. But also on the media guide will give you pronunciations as well. There's a pronunciation guide. But I'm looking here for the color codes on the Rams. Must be a different file. There is an official dark blue that the Rams have in their color scheme. It's a dark blue, not the royal blue. It is a dark blue. And because the former color code for the Rams, like this logo blue, was the hex code 002244, which is the same blue that the Seahawks use, the Patriots use, the Broncos use. There's a few of them. There's a lot of multi-use colors, like the FFB 612. That's the yellow that the Chiefs, Packers, and Cardinals all use. But there's a new color code for the dark blue that the Rams use that is different than the 002244. I'm kind of getting a little bit nerdy on here, but it is different. So they did adjust that, and we do have an official dark blue that is not this blue that we have not officially seen yet. So there is something to be said there. Maybe we see something in the future, but also we see those hoodies that are royal blue on top, and they're kind of cut off here, and then they're dark blue at the bottom. I think that could be something there as far as like the dark blue stuff. I've kind of been following that in a sense of like, what are they doing with this? Because there is a dark blue that the Rams have in their official color scheme, according to their website, their media guide, that but we have not seen in an official setting, essentially. So, and then I can get the official logos here and stuff like that too, as far as downloads go, which is really nice. So yeah, dude, anytime you need anything, dude, you let me know, man. I'll if I know where to find something, I will find it for you. I will help you out for sure. Pronunciation guide here. This one's cool. I think I've got audio here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. So Justin Dedich. Let's see here. Let's see. Dedich. Sorry, I already screwed that up. Way to go, Joe. Way to go. Dedich, though. I don't know if you can even hear that, but the pronunciation guide. So, like, here's Michael Hoyt.
Michael Hoyt.
And it's them saying it, which is really cool. So you know it's right. You know what I mean? Alaric Jackson. It's A-L-A-H, Alaric Jackson. Deswan. Nikola Kalinic. You know, like they spell it all out phonetically and stuff like that. This is a good one.
Full name? Yep. Christian Rosebone.
This is riveting content right now, man. Yeah, man. So there's some good stuff in here as far as the media stuff goes. And then they also, like I said, they do the opposing team as well. So you can get the flip card. You can just download the flip card. I'm about to start doing that, dude. I'm gonna start calling this game from home. Be sitting back and rocking back and forth in my living room, like, all right, Matthew Stafford in the shotgun. He's got 2 out left. You know, like to go all crazy with it, and holding my sheet here, you know, like with all the player numbers and all that stuff. Matthew. It is not Matt Stafford. And I've been super adamant about this. I said Matt a few times when we got him early. But yeah, it is very much, he does not like Matt. He does not like Matt. He is Matthew. Let's see here. The fonts. I use Comic Axis for RAM Showcase. That's like my official RAM Showcase font. Some computers don't come stock with it, so you got to download it, but that's whatever. I didn't mean to throw that up if you didn't want that up there. But yeah, dude, totally, man. I'm in Colorado, so you're you're not blowing any minds here, making me be like, I'm not clutching any pearls on this side, all right? But yeah, man, I got this this media guide is one of my favorite things. It's what basically they send to the other teams, but it's very helpful when you start looking at prep and you get like stuff like Aubrey Pleasant coached with Mercedes Lewis and Jonathan Owens in Green Bay. You know, that's a connection here and stuff like that. Cairo Santos was the kicker in Kansas City when Demarcus Robinson played there, so that's a connection. Cairo Santos, obviously former Ram as well. So all that stuff. I don't want to blow all my game prep here for the podcast tomorrow, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. Cairo Santos, Gerald Everett, Coleman Shelton, Daniel Hardy, Simba Webster, all making their returns playing against the LA Rams. Sean Desai, Mike Harris, making their returns to Chicago as former members there. So lots of good stuff to get into here. That will be on tomorrow's version of the podcast. Again, audio version will be out tomorrow night, and full video version out YouTube and Facebook on Thursday morning, typically, unless I can get this video rendering to go a little bit quicker. It's going slower than, like, it takes longer than the video actually is right now. So I got to figure something out here, something going on in this machine that I need to nail down. But either way, man, we got a good game this week. Rams improving to 1-2, taking on the Chicago Bears this week. Early kickoff. I know that's a whole bag of bummers, man. I hate the early kickoffs with my entire heart, but it is what we got to do. Also, we will hear from Adam Amin and Mark Sanchez again. Dude, 3 weeks in a row we get this booth. Thumbs up. Something's fishy. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you to Ed Wynn, emphasis on the win, for hopping in and chatting with me here for a little bit. I did go much longer than I expected. I was hoping for about 30 minutes. I'm an hour 15 in now. It'd be like that, though, and I'm terrible at that stuff. So cheers. This one is – I forgot what I grabbed. I've got a bunch of whiskeys out there, so I don't remember what I grabbed, but we'll start doing that too. But yeah, thanks, dude. I'll get my all right. I look forward to hearing from you, Tunes. Do you ever? I want to know where tuna came from, because my brain associates. Like, you know how everybody's got like their own person in the office that they feel like they're the most like? Mine's Andy, and you being called Tuna just makes me laugh every time that I think about that. So that's it. Thank you, GP. Man, I appreciate you, dude. You've been a supporter for years, dude. I really appreciate that, dude. That's absolutely awesome. So we'll get that podcast rolling tomorrow for you. I'm gonna get my prep done here now and get those game notes in, get some graphics made for full screens and all that stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Ram Showcase back in your life. We'll be back to this next Tuesday, Ram Showcase live. So feel free to join me and some good stuff. Tuna, again, man. Good to hear from you, man. Ed Wynn, thanks for hopping in, and everybody else who joined in just to hang out a little bit. Single T and Rams House, Payo Time, GP, First and Tuna. We got a bunch of guys in here hanging out, just having a good time. So just chatting Rams, man. That's what it's all about. So see you guys next week, and peace out and stuff.